Yeah, let's do this.
I'm
All
afraid.
right, I'm gonna hit record.
Oh, I forgot to read how the game works.
Don't worry, we'll explain as we go.
Shit.
Keith has said this at the beginning of every single session.
Yeah, but I'm probably about to get in a fight, so...
Now's the time when it matters.
Yeah, until now it's just been role-playing and being told to roll sometimes. But now it's like, oh fuck, how does combat work actually in this game?
No, if we were reminded of that, I somehow completely missed that, so I'm going in a bit blind as well.
The
Yeah, don't
reminder
worry
was
about
that Jet isn't gonna hide because he has no reason to hide, so here comes a monster
So
that he
he's
doesn't
gonna
know is a
solo it,
monster.
right?
Yeah,
yeah,
let me solo
just
her.
buy time for everyone else to escape.
Time?
Just gotta put a pot on your head.
Jet's
Okay,
gonna
so-
win.
Oh, I should open up the thing. I should get into.
Oh
the
yeah,
mode.
let's get on Foundry.
Yeah, that would help. If
Foundry is important.
I should probably participate.
Everyone almost knows what they're doing.
We have approximate knowledge of many things.
We just call it
We had-
YouTube, right? It's not like a crazy fake name.
I mean, the first person to say it establishes the lore, so that's up to you.
First.
I think we called it YouTube.
I think we have said it a few times.
Feel
Yes.
like
Okay, I'm in finally.
the furry instinct
Welcome
to call everything like fucking bean views or whatever.
Pawtube. Yeah, bean views.
Everything's got to have some kind of made up name, as if the original name was inherently human sounding.
All right, so we've got Derek up on a table here.
What was it,
We've
Zoogle?
got
In this alternate timeline, everyone uses Vimeo.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, well, yeah. Hey,
Impossible to browse.
higher quality uploads though, so there we go.
Yeah, we're all on float plane. This is the Linus Tech Tips universe.
This is the timeline where that Divx video site was a success.
oh my god, we're
It
still using
was.
RealPlayer?
I watched so much anime on DivX when I was like 11 years old.
Oh, the good times.
Did like Og Vorbis take over MP3s in this universe?
And that's where we're going to take our break for tonight.
Oh,
Excellent work.
That's the kind of character
everyone.
appearance where 10 people lean back and one person leans forward.
We got Gleipnir, y'all. It's plushie time, baby.
Gleep,
That looks like
I
a
keep
human
refusing.
in a bunny suit.
Yeah, it does. Upsetting. I keep refusing to read Gleipnir because the cover is so good that it can never be as good as the cover is.
It's a fucking amazing cover. You are right.
The cover to the
100%.
first issue of Gleipnir is like my favorite cover of a manga. That is such a cool, like, mascot, sentient, furry thing design with an
He's got a
oversized.
gun.
He's got a giant head, weird eye pupils, a gun the size of his head. It doesn't make any sense. It's incredible. All right, well, that is. People outside of this trailer are going to enjoy a nice FNAF. If you want to hear something very upsetting, is that the moment I knew how bad things were going to go with Margot between sessions, just from how things were pointing, I was pretty sure Jet was going to kiss Melvin the moment he saw him again. I did not know if he was going to be a person. There was like a significant... I felt like there was a significant risk that he would just be attacked because he would kiss a monster that he doesn't see as a monster or something. It went out.
We are all muted on my stream for now. Let me know when we're ready to go back live. We're on my BRB
I'm gonna
screen.
go grab a drink real quick and stuff.
Well,
dude, Kaga is good here because I assumed by like not going into the trailer we were like I was expecting him to emerge from a pile of the plushies in there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, staying outside did not work in our favor.
No, I very intentionally stayed outside. This was all. I have a whole set of plans that are about to go into action that are going to be very great. So I'm loving that I predicted what was going to happen. I'm so happy about this.
Interesting. Yeah, I'm curious to see how that'll go because as soon as I saw his design here, I had an immediate plan or idea as well. So It'll be interesting. to
You're
see
gonna unzip his torso
One-
and literal organs are gonna fall out.
1,000%, man. That's exactly. I saw that zipper. Gotta go for it.
Oh, you're gonna unzip that. His intestines are gonna fall out, and we're all gonna need to make health checks to not puke.
I'm back.
It's worth it.
Thank God, Ka couldn't hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all these Teslas are just sitting out here, and there's not a single key fob around. Damn.
Your phone is the key fob.
There's no internet connection. We can't do anything with them.
Is that how they really work?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Technically, they can be remote deactivated. Yes.
We need to find all the keys to get it unlocked, and then we can escape.
I'm beginning to think that the app can't update anymore, Manifesto. Unfortunately.
Maybe it's like an offline app. Who knows?
I'm gonna go ahead and bet that whatever third-party outsourced site Mr. Man contracted for this, probably just built it into a website. It's probably just a website.
We just got a mid-session fan art.
Wait, really?
I knew the moment Jet kissed the fucking dude. It was like, there's already fan art. There's already fan art.
No way.
He's right. I'm dumb.
Oh, that's adorable.
That is cute.
I'm having fun. I'm having a good time, y'all.
Hell yeah.
Oh, this is so good.
It's so honestly, well, this is something that I need to say while the viewers aren't paying attention to keep up the allure, but like, you all are doing so much work for me to make Sandals terrifying. The things Sandals is doing are like remarkably cringe and not scary to most normal people, but your terrified reactions to it are what make it scary, I think, for people. Sandals could be the most reasonable, hinged person there is, and the audience would still think that they're terrifying because of the way everyone's reacting.
As soon as you described archery as more intimate, I was like, no.
There is an entire game you could play that is reading people's reactions to Sandals and guess what episode it was. There's an escalation, there's an arc in the comments section. I love Sandals. He's my favorite. What a little jelly bean. Episode 1.
He's a little cinnamon roll. Sure he is, buddy. He might be cinnamon roll colored, but he sure ain't cinnamon roll flavored.
Last episode got a comment that was like, you guys got to cut Sandal loose. He's going to be the death of all of you or something like that. I was like, that's amazing.
I promise you all, Sandals is going to be the last man standing. He will keep you all alive if you go with him. I promise you.
That is not what I expected.
Excellent.
I did not correlate the previous comment to being him.
Oh no, what an image.
Oh, what'd that tongue
He
do?
spits acid and has he's like whatever what are they called? The spitters from Left 4 Dead. What are those things called? The ones with the tongues?
Smokers.
Yeah, those are terrifying.
Oh my god.
He'll smoke you.
Good luck, everybody.
I know. Sandals isn't opening that fucking door. Hopefully, you guys have a heart.
You guys did it. You gave them danger.
Oh, plenty of danger. They're loving it.
Well, see you all next week. Jesus Christ, I don't understand how this series manages to have the pacing to end on a cliffhanger. And it's not like out of nowhere. It's literally like the correct timing for it to happen every hour and a half.
Yeah.
Exactly 10 o'clock.
Weirdly organic.
I've never had a tabletop I've never had a tabletop campaign that had pacing. It's always like, well, time for the 2-hour fight.
This was such an eventful episode. This was a crazy episode. So much shit happened.
Jeez.
Play of the game today was Javi.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh god.
Yeah. Javi fearlessly with his low stability entering the quivering flesh cavern that was Goose and just making him relive the worst hour of his life.
Please, if you draw that, just draw him moist. I don't want to see bile in my Twitter feed.
I want to see every single kind of viscera you could possibly make Javier be entangled in. Make it the most beautiful, like, arrow guro thing I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know what that is. I'm not Googling it.
No.
I mean, if it could be done in the style of Berserk and just be like disgusting, that would be pretty incredible.
Yes. Give me like a Kazuo Umez, like Junji Ito level.
Junji Ito, yeah,
Junji like Ito. Extremely courageous but terrified rat pouring Ipecac into the literal organs of a Gleipnir monster. Make it happen, fans.
I feel like by creating a plush belly maw, you've like created a new combination of E6 tags that have never happened before.
Man, we had so much stuff happen today. So to start off just really quickly in the after show here, I suppose. Episode started in the tent. We had Margot. I feel like that encounter went pretty well. We all just kind of did our thing. Manifesto held it down, did the big damage that we needed, and we dealt with that problem. Sure, it did mean that every single person there had to come to terms with the fact that they had participated in what was effectively a group murder. But
well,
hey,
we knocked her out, and someone did the coup de grace.
I'm on.
Listen, all I'm saying is that multiple people took sanity damage there. It wasn't just Sandals, all right? So you all are responsible.
No, Javier is very much on the same page as Sandals in that, like, I don't feel guilty. I mean, like, it really, the abstract horror of, like, dude, that dude's wife is dead. Absolutely horrible. But don't feel guilty, you know, about having to kill that guy. Just, with the cosmic horror shit happening, it's like, you know.
We have Jet
we were going
finally.
To die if we didn't kill her.
Yeah, Jet has finally awoken from his denial in some sense. He's finally seeing a little
Jet
bit of
at
what
least
is
knows
happening.
People are going crazy on some level.
Yes. So we have that established.
There's also there's a very quiet, mean thing that COD did to Jet at the very beginning of this playthrough in the backstory that is understated but has been revealed technically now, which is that Jet was specifically written to be closeted and into Melvin, and that's like half the explanation for why he even deals with this shit. But then Ka created the donkey character whose partner came out as trans, and so the donkey has been publicly championed as like Melvin's like first gay friend.
Yep.
And it's just like this quiet, cruel thing where that character has that conversation at the very beginning of the series with Jet, and Jet is just fuming a bit, but like not in a direction that's productive or like goes anywhere, but just like this is a frustrating dynamic.
Yeah. That gets to something that I think we also established this episode, which is that, you know, it's very easy to see this as like an escape con with like 6 different characters' stories, or like 5 different characters' stories intermingling. But, you know, I am Sandals in some respect, but I think Sandals' theory is right. I think this is Jet's story. This whole thing is about Jet. More than any other person here. You know, we all have our narratives and how we're dealing with this, but Melvin brought us all here because of his interest in Jet's life. This all ties back to Jet's past. This all directly has like thematic and personal irony and symbolism and thematics that directly relate to Jet. So we've already started moving, I think, the camera's perspective, so to speak, from all of us as participants to the cameraman that once was. And I think that was really beautifully symbolized by the fact that Jet destroyed his own camera in his first real action in the game, which was fighting against Margot. That was really
saw that
amazing.
opportunity. I'm like, this is visual storytelling.
I love it.
Yeah.
Also,
That
Chad
was
has
so
clarified that there are 17 results for Plushy Belly Maw.
Hey.
Nothing new under the sun.
From there, we immediately we had the move to Goose's, or I guess Jet's trailer. We found out more about Jet's personal life, his origins in the town. We didn't really find too much useful information in his trailer, but we found guns, which were great. Sandals is now armed, thank the heavens.
We all needed that.
Jet is now also armed, which is great. We found Goose. Poor Goose. Talk about a monkey's paw, right?
That was straight up supposed to be an encounter.
We solved that right away.
That is my
once again.
So so Illusory just had his first version of my favorite thing about tabletop encounters, which is especially with playing like a druid or a sorcerer or some of the fun classes in D&D, you can just undo encounters via world logic based on what your abilities can technically do, and just not fight things technically, like not have real fights. And so Javier just deleting Goose was in a way that was a specific callback to the previous encounter with Goose. It was just fucking hilarious.
I had no idea if it was gonna work, and I quickly saw a situation where it's like maybe you guys were gonna have to maybe I was gonna be trapped in there and it's gonna be up to you guys, but I was like, I gotta take the chance on this. I was like, as soon as I saw that zipper, I'm like, we're doing this. Like,
so good.
I sincerely holding out hope for Goose making it through. I don't know the rules.
Same, but I think that gets to something else that we established, which was we had the interesting interaction between Sandals, Jet, and Melvin in Melvin's trailer, where we very cleanly established that Melvin, in one way or another, kind of sold out Jet's life story for clicks. Kind of insensitive, but whatever. But we established Miss Potatoes as the main sort of architect of this entire thing, that she understood what she was dealing with, and that was aided by Grayson, very deftly organizing and reading through those legal documents to find out that Miss Potatoes perhaps knew more about what she was meddling with than it seemed at first glance. So we had Grayson really pull in clutch there. Sandals, I think, was working very hard on intimidating Melvin to figure out what Melvin had planned, in hopes that would reveal more. But Grayson was the one who came in clutch there, kind of seeing through everything and reading the text for what it was, unfortunately at the cost of his understanding of mathematics and numbers. I definitely am nervous about the lockpicking lemur. I feel like the lockpicking lemur is sort of a threat that exists. We don't know a lot about him. We know that he's scheming and manipulative. If he transforms, truly there is no place we can hide. Because it doesn't matter how much we barricade a door or how many doors we lock or whatever barricades we put up. That motherfucker is going to get through them. He's going to slither through the vents and get to us. So I think he's definitely scary. But I have my in my heart of hearts, I'm hoping that Iceberg is still alive, because I think there's still a lot to mine there. But that's just me. I have a thing for like villains and antagonists that are not petty. Like I like when a villain or an antagonist character is possibly working towards the very same goals that the hero is working towards. And then finally we had the great moment between Javi and Manifesto. Manifesto stepping up, jumping over the well, dealing with the danger that was imminent, and saving Mikey.
Yeah, so the thing with Mikey in the well, that was actually an idea I pitched to Ka.
I really liked it.
Since last week, because if you remember, when he ran out of that building, that was a building that was really close to the well. So I instantly had this image in my head of like, oh, the kid fell in the well. That's like a total like trope. We got to do that.
That's amazing.
I was not expecting like any other details of like rope being available. I was kind of just curious to see, like, in my head, I was imagining like maybe we're gonna pass by the well and we could hear him screaming from down there, and it was like, I just had that set up, but without any type of payoff in mind. I was like, if there's no rope and it's a 30-foot drop, like, I'm ready to
His
abandon him
ankles are
down there.
broken or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Guys.
Yeah, so I was curious to see like what everyone else would think of like, are they going to try to rescue him? But yeah, I definitely had like the idea of kid fell in the well. I have no ideas on how to get him out, so we'll see what happens.
I think that speaks to the beauty of like the collaborative storytelling that's going on. Ka very early in this session, like right when we started, I think it was right before he started recording, said things like, you know, the first person to utter the words is the person that writes the lore. And it's like, it speaks to the nature of a tabletop game of people coming together and being like, what if, you know, I'm going to pitch this idea. I have no say over how it plays out. I have no say over what's happening, but like, maybe we can do something with that. And then like Ka is able to like, as a DM, implement that in really interesting ways. So I'm really curious to see what other things that we maybe have laid seeds for. Cause I mean, even so far, Keith mentioned it when it was happening, like, we've had such good payoff already for things we've already established, right? Like we had the Ipecac in Goose. We had the mysterious outbreak of wildfires in random places that Sandals has gone to visit. You know, things like that. We've done a really good job, I think, of laying breadcrumbs that are fun to pay off with and really dynamically change the scenario. So we've done a good job.
I was gonna say too, something really funny and like fortunate that worked out with the whole well thing too, is that like, just because I suggested that to Ka, like I actually completely misheard. When we were in the motel, I thought he said Mikey, like I just misheard. I thought he said Mikey was with everyone in there. So like, I was just like, oh, okay, we're not doing the well thing. So I just independently, to satisfy the danger thing, that's why I went to the well. I was like, one of us is gonna jump the well, and that's why we're there. And then Mikey also happened to be down there. I was like, oh shit, we're doing it.
He heard it mid-jump.
That's amazing.
And so, Javi, that's 3 successful plans. You are now de facto group leader. It went from Manifesto to Sandals, and now it's Javi.
Yeah, actually, that's a fun thing to bring up. So we've seen a lot of changes in the group dynamic, right? Like at the start, Manifesto was leading everything. He was the guy with bravado. But it slowly transitioned over to Sandals for a little bit, while Sandals was playing maybe a little bit more proactively than a few of us.
He goes off and does shit. We have to chase him down.
Yeah, Sandals, even more than me, and I really want to impress this on the viewers. Sandals has a better idea of what and I've talked to Ka about this. Sandals has a better idea of what is happening than Toaster does. So there is a degree of like kind of riffing and improvising that I have to deal with. Dealing with the fact that like I've already established with Ka that my character understands the situation or is able to understand the situation in a way that maybe us as players have not understood it yet. Because that was kind of the core of his character concept, was like Sandals is a character that is purpose built for this situation and purpose built for the scope change that would happen in encountering a cosmic horror. So there's a lot of things that like I will do and I have to message Ka and be like, hey, can I do this? Is this okay? Is this something Sandals might do in this scenario? Just because he knows more about what's happening than I do as a player. So we saw him play really proactive for a while, but this episode we actually saw that shift a little bit. We had the party split up a little bit more. We had Javi kind of doing things, leading the way, chasing Mr. Man, guiding the party. We had Grayson have moments where he was like understanding sort of the truth of what was happening in a way that other characters weren't. And now we have Manifesto hanging on to Javi and kind of playing more off of Javi. So I think the group dynamic here being really chaotic, that was the kind of the theme of this session, was how do we now reframe everyone and change the characters that were main characters in maybe the last 3 sessions and switch that perspective so that different characters were now in the lead.
And Shun and Lou.
Hell yeah.
I'm so happy with how
I'm
this
just
is
wondering,
turning
like,
out.
all the gifts that don't have like an apparent obvious use. Like, I'm wondering if we should do something with them. You know, like that's something in the back of my mind. I'm like, the T-shirt, the goggles, the book. Like, what the hell are we doing with these things?
Well, no one has tried on the goggles yet, and Manifesto's holding on to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
A chance to put
Sandals,
them on, but it just
Sandals deliberately tossed them off. He doesn't want anything to do with them. So I think it's Manifesto's game now to put them on and see how the world looks through those goggles.
Hell yeah.
The goggles, they do nothing. Is this just Ka's elaborate joke for just that line? I wouldn't put it past him.
I've
But,
gone further
it's
for
gonna
worse jokes before.
Right, it's gonna be that or They Live. Well, one of the two.
So, passing it over to Ka, was there anything this session, non-spoilery, that you can talk about that you prepared for that other than the goose encounter, I guess?
Other the goose.
That
I expected Margot to fucking body you guys. I had a conversation with everyone earlier today. Said, get your affairs in order. Start thinking about what you want to do if your characters die. If you want to play them as a series of flashbacks. If you want to take over an NPC. If you want to bring in someone new. Because we have reached the portion of the campaign where that is a very real threat. And then you just absolutely destroy Margot.
It's very bad news with Javier and Manifesto alone with the wolf.
Yeah, so next week